Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Par Tolles joins us. He's CEO of Tolles Development Company, here for the whole show on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the do-it-right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
It's the $200,000 Cars and Cash giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Cash and prize drawings Thursdays and Saturdays. Plus, win a 2023 Ford F-150 or we'll pay you cash instead. Don't miss your chance to play and win. Cars and Cash at the Carson Valley Inn.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
As you know, Reno is booming. Tolles Development Company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Tolles Development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollesdevelopment.com. tollesdevelopment.com.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program Par Tolles. He is the CEO of Tolles Development Company. Pleasure to have you back here, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I am fabulous.
Good.
You have had quite a couple of weeks here. First of all, you're quoted in the Wall Street Journal, and then last week you're listed by Nevada Business Magazine as one of the most respected leaders of 2023.
Well, thanks,
you are
Sam.
the shyest person.
This is the best interview we've ever done.
Right, but you are you are a humble person, which is what I love about you. How do you feel about all this?
Oh, it's nice. Well, we'll start with the Wall Street Journal. That was epic. Not just because you say I was quoted, but we've had a team of people working on the homeless issue in Reno, and to be noticed by the Wall Street Journal, Jim Carlton, who's a great reporter. He's done great stories on Alaska and Montana. He lives in San Francisco, heard about our successes in Reno, and I had a day. He interviewed me on a Thursday and he said, I'd like to come spend a day and a half starting on Monday, and can you help put something together? And we put together a great tour for him, and he's a aggressive reporter. I mean, he was in the tents with homeless people. He was all around the CARES campus. He was asking all the right questions, getting both sides, and you cross your fingers and hope that it's a positive article. And it was really positive. I mean, we are, I think, not quickly, but I would say, but not slowly, becoming the model for the West on how to deal with this population, mainly because of our size, right? I mean, we're dealing with 1,000 unhoused at this point, unsheltered, versus San Francisco that may have 70,000. So we've got the ability to get our arms around it, but we are making a difference. There is a ecosystem that's formed around the end of 4th Street for those in Northern Nevada know where that is, 395 and 80, and there are a number of resources there that are compassionately, but also with some tough love, addressing the homeless problem, and it's working.
The remarkable thing is when you say San Francisco could be 70,000 homeless.
The Bay Area in general, but yes, right.
It's stunning.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you've heard me say this before, and it may sound a little extreme, but I think it's the clear and present danger, at least for the West. I mean, you look at Portland, Seattle, LA, and San Francisco, I don't know how they get their downtowns back in my lifetime without some really, really strong policy. And it's the majority of those more liberal-leaning cities do not lean into the issue with accountability. They continue to provide, I think, more flexibility than they should in dealing with the issues.
Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, said that this was going to be her major priority. I think she said she wanted to get 17,000 homeless off the streets in the first year. Have you seen anything that
No.
makes sense to you?
No, I don't know how you do it. You can't. I mean, it costs $1 million a door right now, Sam, to build a shelter for a homeless for a new housing project, even affordable housing projects in California, because of all the red tape. And unless you really start providing developers the ability to build affordably, I don't know how you meet the projection of needed homes, needed rooftops for affordable housing in California. I just don't know how you do it.
It's been interesting to watch the city government of San Francisco turning not conservative in terms of politicians elected, but conservative in attitude. I mean, things are changing there, but like you say, it's not a short-term thing.
No, it's not a short-term thing. I mean, San Francisco, it's been an overused term now, but this death spiral that they talk about, where people move out of areas, the tax base goes down, the commercial can't be supported, crime increases, and people don't want to move back. So it takes a long time to turn that around, and it takes some heavy-handed policies. The reason that Reno is working is because we have built one of the largest shelters in the country. We now have enough beds to legally move people out of public areas, off the river, into services. And we were building the plane while we were flying it, basically when we were building the CARES campus, and it was a little bit rough. Now it is fully staffed by the county. The reputation among the homeless population that it's safe, you can get help. We have plenty of food. Nobody's going hungry in this town unless they want to, okay? Catholic Charities serves 900 meals a day at the CARES campus, and a lot of it we have to throw out because it's not eaten. So there's plenty of food. But fortunately, the reputation of the CARES campus is that it's a safe place, and the homeless population is feeling more and more comfortable going there and getting help.
Have you had any interest from Las Vegas in looking at what you're doing? Because you go, I guess, north of Cashman, and it's awful in Las Vegas. And it's stunning that in a city that is so alive and on fire,
right,
and all the way into the county, that you go north and suddenly you're dealing with as bad a situation as you're seeing in LA.
Right. I haven't talked to anybody from Las Vegas. The county, the people that are in charge may have. We have gotten interest from Salt Lake City. We have gotten interest from Alaska, Beverly Hills. So we've gotten, and those just the ones I know about. But after the Wall Street Journal article, the phone started ringing. So my guess is that we will have a number of tours from other West Coast places seeing what we're doing.
Okay, you said Beverly Hills.
Yes, I don't know why, but
no, I mean,
and I didn't get the call, but the county got the call.
Okay, because that seems unbelievable.
Well, I think there's Beverly Hills and the general MSA around there, but I think we stayed 2 steps ahead of the problem, and I think there may be towns in California that say, okay, I see everything happening around me that's bad, and and we are still 2 steps ahead. What can we continue to do to put policies in place that keep us from sliding backwards?
Okay, well, we have a basic correspondent from Beverly Hills Weekly, Josh Gross, and I will be in touch with him to see what the situation is. But the other part that was exciting, and I was fortunate enough to attend the celebration at your office for Most Respected Leaders of 2023. That just has to tell you how much you're respected by the community.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really nice. I didn't know it was going to happen. It was wonderful to be honored with 2 people I really respect, Brian Sandoval and Joe Lombardo, Nancy Fennell. The 3 of us, Nancy, Brian, and I, were the 3 from the north. But it was a wonderful honor, and thank you for recognizing it. So appreciate it.
Well, it's been an extraordinary year. Another, I should say, extraordinary year for Nevada. I mean, you want to say northern Nevada, but I mean, we've seen the growth exploding in southern Nevada as well, and the diversification. And we talked about this before. I mean, you're never going to diversify away from gaming and entertainment, but that industry itself has diversified into retail, into sports, into all these other things as well, which I believe are going to be sustaining. Do you not think so?
I've been in Southern Nevada quite a bit this year. It's fantastic. I mean, I hear you talk a lot about it on your show, but it's become the entertainment capital of, of the world, and it's not, it's halfway there, right? I mean, when you get the A's stadium built, when an NBA team comes, F1 you've talked a lot about, but it is a really enjoyable place to visit, and there is a ton to do, Reno has been. We get a lot of love on the diversification side, as we should. We've been the far distant stepchild on the entertainment side, but I think we are starting to get to the point where we can become a stronger boutique second to Las Vegas, and I'm hoping that we continue to see more of that kind of spillover entertainment come to Northern Nevada too, because I think we're primed to take it up a notch. So.
I think that Alex Morello was basically quoted as saying that the Grand Sierra Resort, which is property in Northern Nevada, versus the Sahara, which he owns in Southern Nevada, was going to be a place where you could have all the experiences of Las Vegas, but for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, he's right. He's right. And he's got a lot of land to be able to do it in. So I would love to see somebody like Alex, who is a front runner and is a creative thinker, push the rest of the gaming community to continue to take it up a notch. And
don't you think he just did that with?
Yeah, I thought he did. I mean, he came out with a lot of pretty pictures, right? So I'm rooting for him.
It always strikes me, if you've sat down with Alex, he has an ego, and not in a bad way. I mean, it takes an ego to accomplish what he did. He was a millionaire when he was in his 20s,
right?
And now he's a billionaire. And it seems to me that when he comes out and says something, he is going to make it happen. I'm not sure how he's going to make it happen, but he's going to make it happen. So for those in Southern Nevada that may not be aware, he's proposed a 10,000-seat stadium for basketball at the Grand Sierra property.
For UNR basketball.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and the biggest criticism I've heard is, well, how do you get the students there from the university? Well, I think you can accomplish that with several buses, and
and I think there's a lot of other communities that have off-site arenas that work very well. And I think with the entertainment, food offerings, I mean, it's tough at the UNR campus right now. I love going to Lawler, but there's not a lot to do after Lawler. You have to kind of walk carefully across the street to the wall or some of these local bars, but there's not a lot. It doesn't provide a whole evening experience. You go, it's a destination, and then you have to go somewhere else. They can pull this off the GSR. There's a lot to do there, and it could be great for the community.
It's also a massive property. It's 150 acres roughly.
Yes.
And you compare that, for example, with City Center in Las Vegas, which I think was about 65 acres. That's huge.
Yeah, it's a blank slate, and he can have a lot of fun with that kind of acreage. Let's hope interest rates go down so he can get it financed. So.
All right. Well, let me ask you this then, because you brought up interest rates. How much of a concern are they for you at this point in time? Because a lot of the money that was flowing into Northern Nevada was coming from private investors. Right. Is that as affected by interest rates?
Yeah, I'm a little bit bearish. I think we are in a commercial real estate crisis right now. That our business is essentially shut down right now. You will have some industrial development continue to move forward, but when you build to a 6% return and you have to borrow at an 8%, you can't make it work. Industrial rents have gone up so much that you'll continue to see in the industrial, and vacancies are still very low. That will continue to plod along. But multifamily retail and office, dormant. And I think we have another year to go. And there's $3 trillion of national commercial real estate debt outstanding. I think $1.5 trillion comes due by 2025. Those are going to have to be remargined. There's still a lot of pain to go over the next 12 to 18 months before we kind of see some balancing. So my hope is that we'll get some interest rate cuts next year, maybe February or March, at least one cut. There's some light at the end of the tunnel. I think transactions have picked up a little bit more in the last 60 days. but we have a little ways to go. I mean, and it's different than the other crisis, and this is a crisis for commercial real estate. Some products are going to be more stable than others, but multifamily and office are going to have a reckoning here in the next 18 to 24 months.
All right. Well, what do you mean by a reckoning?
Well, I think there's a lot of short-term debt that's going to come due. And I won't go on a long real estate dissertation, but when debt comes due and values go down, then you either have the bank's going to own that property if you can't come up to a loan to value that is market, or you're going to have to come up with more cash to infuse into those properties, and that's painful, right? Those are called capital calls in our business. So there is a lot of debt coming due with office and multifamily, and values have gone down. And remember, you have to keep a certain loan to value with the bank to continue to keep a loan in place. And when that value goes down, you get remargin, and you have to infuse more cash into that property.
All right, but does that not open up opportunities for people who are holding cash?
Yeah, I think it will provide. Sure, it's a rebalancing for the existing ownership, and it's an opportunity if somebody needs to sell to buy properties. But there's some pain that goes along with that for the initial investors. So,
I was reading an article, I think it was in the Wall Street Journal a week or so ago, about malls, that there's companies out there that are buying up malls that have been dying because there's such a large amount of real estate there, and they're either continuing as malls or they're repurposing them as other things in that mall space.
Right.
Is that something that...
Yeah, something we haven't done, but I know Germany Properties bought I think it was an Allstate campus in Chicago, an office campus, and is tearing that down and building industrial. I mean, industrial used to be the lowest priced product type out of all the 4 food groups. And to think that now that we could buy an office campus, tear it down, and then build industrial and have that actually pencil is remarkable. And they won't be the last ones to do that. So yeah, I think with malls, Class C office space, it's the natural evolution of different uses and the way that society moves in real estate. But it's really interesting to see those type of changes start to pencil.
All right, so what is the interest rate that you would now consider to be normal? Because even though we got used to 0% interest rates, they weren't normal either.
No, I mean, yours and my house interest rate, mine was 7.25% for a long time, right? But we were drunk off of free money. We could borrow at a 3.5%. That means I could build a building for a 5% return and still have a spread between the value. We're just moving back to probably the way it was, 7-8 years ago, where I build to now an 8 or a 9, and the exit cap rate is a 6 or 7. You want to have a 150 to 200 basis point spread between your going in yield and your exit cap. And a basis point is 0.01%. So you want a 2% spread between where you build and where you exit.
So my listeners and viewers don't have to go get a calculator. In real terms, what does that mean for an interest rate? 4%, 5%? Where would
Yeah, I think if we could start borrowing around a 5 or 6%, I think that's a healthy place to be. And I've actually heard other people say that on your show. That's normal.
Okay, and that would allow people to get a return on their investments of what about, and I don't mean investments in building, but investments in savings of what, 3-4%?
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, yeah, I think in your savings you're going to be at 3 and 4, and if you take a risk on a real estate investment, you should be able to get a 7% investment, 7% return. You should be able to double your money in 5 to 7 years. That's a normal risk to take on a development deal.
And that's with a risk, because if you're going really safe, then if you doubled it in 9 to 10 years, you'd be happy.
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, let's take a break. We have much more to talk about with Partolls after this timeout.
'Tis the season for the Holiday Cash Express at Tamarack Casino. We're trimming the tree with weekly cash giveaways, including a $5,000 winner every Saturday, plus $70,000 in grand prize stocking stuffers, including 2 $15,000 holiday cash winners guaranteed. It's a good time to win at Tamarack Casino.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators. From the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? you count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Merry Christmas from everybody at the Winnemucca Big R.
Merry Christmas from Big R Lovelock.
Merry Christmas from the Fallon Big R.
Merry Christmas from Big R Fernley.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Big R Sparks.
Merry Christmas and a whole lot more.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Par Tolles. He's the CEO of Tolles Development Company. So in talking about building and construction, let's talk about what you did for entertainment. You went to the Sphere to see U2.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Sam, it's incredible, right? I mean, you saw the movie, correct?
You sent me the movie. Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, we did see the movie.
Right.
But you sent me your movie.
The clips, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the one thing I was afraid of is you'd be somewhat disconnected from the music because I thought this was going to be just this overwhelming visual experience. But they make the band, each member, 10 stories tall, and they put them on the screen, and you feel like they're right in front of you. So you're actually more intimate with the music than I thought you would be, and it was just really cool. I mean, it's the future of, I think, if Madison Square Garden succeeds here, and I'll be interested to hear on your show how they continue to do. But my hope is that they build 4 or 5 more of these, and that it becomes more of the general experience for this type of entertainment. It's really mind-boggling.
What did you think of the architecture in the actual building itself?
Yeah, I mean, you walk up some very steep escalators.
It's like London Underground subway.
That's right, and then the seats themselves are vertical. I mean, you are really steep. I mean, there was a drone flying around in the Sphere during the concert the whole time. I'm sure they were filming something, but it's just like nothing I've ever experienced before, which makes it so cool. Which means, if you're hearing this, you need to go at least see the movie if you don't go to a show, because it's so new and so advanced that it's just really, really fun to see.
Well, and all the artists are going bonkers now to try and get lined up to appear there.
Sure. And
they have, Rick Velada's talked about this on the show several times, they have a mini Sphere in Los Angeles where they create all this artwork.
All the visuals.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Super fun.
Yes, indeed. All right, let's take another break. We'll be right back.
The casino industry drove Nevada's economy for decades. By the 1990s, however, the state's sole industry was in sharp decline. Many were losing their homes, many were leaving the state. Is Reno on track to be the Detroit of the West? Was an October 2010 Reno Gazette-Journal headline. Nevada knew it was time for a change and a time to diversify. Story County took that lead, took risks, invested tens of millions transforming its desert into a place of opportunity and a future for Nevada families needing something new. That desert now provides thousands of high-paying tech, advanced manufacturing, and energy careers at companies like Tesla, Panasonic, Google, Switch, and Redwood Materials. Story County transformed Northern Nevada forever, and the tide of opportunity has raised all vessels through construction contracts, high-paying careers, and the power of payroll. Tens of millions have been generated in sales and property tax, permits, and other revenues for Reno, Sparks, Washoe County, and for all of Nevada. Enough, in fact, to generate a surplus after public services are provided. And best of all, a sustainable economic climate has been created, enabling our children to stay in Nevada and live prosperous lives in their home state. Story County, improving Northern Nevada one industry at a time.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
7 at 7 is a newscast built for your smartphone. It's a 7-minute newscast available every weekday at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. at lvrj.com. We don't waste your time, and we give you the day's top stories.
We at the RJ have noticed some similarities between us and a certain BTS character, RJ.
Plus the latest in Las Vegas business, weather, health, and entertainment news. 7 at 7 streaming now on your smartphone.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Par Tolles. He's the CEO of Tolles Development Company. Speaking of development, you bought this land in Jean.
Yes.
Where are you with that?
Yes, we should finally break ground, I think, February or March. We had a huge hydrology engineering study we had to do prior to actually going in for permit, and it took longer than we thought. Seems like every tributary kind of flows into that little casino, but we've had it. You know, our civil engineer did a great job, and we're just about there. So we'll break our first building is 450,000 square feet, and again should break ground first quarter of 2024. So we're super excited.
I have a funny feeling that 2024 is going to be another incredible year for Tolles Development Company.
Thank you. I hope so. I'll come back and tell you about it.
All right, my friend. Thank you so much for being here, as always.
Appreciate it.
And we'll be right back.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can catch us online 24 hours a day at NevadaNewsmakers.com, or you can download the podcast wherever you like to get your podcast. We'll see you on the next broadcast.